Bonaducci, and you are watching Govs Radio. This is where you go if you want to see something or if you want to hear something funny. Coming up in just a couple minutes. This is a joke I told. What? I'm not on Gov Radio? Call the police. Call my agent.
All our grid models are worthless.
I don't think grid models are going to be a lot of help here. The Canadians are reporting tremendous circulation moving down from the Arctic. In Siberia, there's a low-pressure system unlike anything we've seen, and Australia just saw the strongest typhoon ever recorded.
Hang on, are you saying that these things are interconnected?
We have to consider the possibility.
The only force strong enough to affect global weather is the sun.
What's NASA have to say?
We've already checked. Solar output is normal.
What about the North Atlantic current?
What about it?
I got a call last night from Professor Rapson at the Headland Center. He thinks the current has changed.
Oh, come on, Jack. How could that be?
The current depends upon a delicate balance of salt and fresh water.
We all know that.
Yes, but no one has taken into account how much fresh water has been dumped into the ocean because of melting polar ice. I think we've hit a critical desalinization point.
Did you hear that?
I did.
We've hit a critical desalinization point, and that is why I was in this meeting. That's why I opened the show with this, and just because I wanted to get an idea of why this is happening to us. Yeah, so this is what, because we were all trying to find out why this haze of smoke. This is an actual photo all over on the LIE.
Wow.
Look at that. Dirty brown, which is not, and by the way, this is not, I was confused because usually the images of Newsday is like this. This is usually how their photographs are. So I couldn't tell the difference if this was a climactic event or just Newsday's normal photography.
Now, who are those professionals that you were just listening
I was at
to?
the,
what was the name of the?
Oh, that was the that was the Rumsfeld Theater National. They're the meteorologists, the climatologists, the government.
I follow, real men of doctors of
men of science.
Men of science.
Yes, sure.
Like Dr. Van Nostrum.
Oh, sure. Yes, wonderful. Or the other doctor that we used to, Dr. Van Guzman.
Oh,
yes, you remember Dr. Guzman.
But you can call me Dr. Val.
Dr. Val, sure. So Dr. Val is actually, if you ever need to get certified in anything and everything, he runs a certification course. That's what he does. He certifies people in anything and everything.
So it's not Dr. Guzman, Dr. Martin Van Nostrum.
Right.
Yes.
So that anyway. So that
that's a scary picture.
That explains what had happened to us this week. By the way, in case you haven't recognized, because we've been absent for some time, although I haven't. I've been reporting from an unknown location. This is the Steve Squared Show.
It is?
I think it is. Tony said it is, and it's 6:30 on Monday. So I'm your host, Funny Man Stevie K, along with, to my left,
Steve.
Rockin' the Hollister. Steve, how are you, buddy?
Good, buddy.
All right, and to my right...
I like how you say you've been reporting. I like that.
I'm reporting.
The beautiful
and to my right, wait,
It looks different in here.
Tony,
Where?
Tony, right there. So I'm sorry. It's
You
just
turn
been
on the
some time.
light, Steve forgets everything now. He doesn't know who these people are.
This is true.
Who are these people?
Well, it's just been a little while. How's everybody doing? I like that we're all together again.
It's been what? It's been over a month, right? I think we weren't in here at all in May, right?
It's been. I was thinking 2022. I thought we haven't been in here since the pandemic. How's everybody doing? Did you make out through the? How'd you all make out through the pandemic?
Oh, dandy.
Good. I like this. I see people's faces. No more masks. That's nice. Got to see everybody. Anyway, so this was terrible. Where were you on that Wednesday? Were you? Did you see any of this? Were you outside?
Oh yeah, I think just like everybody else, I was just looking up and saying, "What in the world is going on out there?" And then
I'll tell
you hear the news.
I mean, I've lived in LA for 11 years, and I was very close to some of these fires, but I've never experienced anything as horrible as this.
No, even when you were living there.
This is the worst.
Wow.
And they said it was the worst air on the planet.
Yeah.
It was the worst.
In New York.
In New York.
The air quality.
Yeah, we topped
but the
up
whole
like
planet.
a 500. We were like the hazardous.
Nothing in LA was that bad.
Wow.
Now, so what had happened? Right. So they have this. This was on Wednesday. This is Wednesday. This picture was taken 4:29 on the LIE on Wednesday, and I actually, if you look close, you might see me right there. You see that? That's my Jeep right there. Do you see that?
Yeah.
That's my Jeep right there. I'm stuck in traffic on the.
I could see the little hands pounding at the dashboard,
smashing the. I can't see anything. So this was people probably panicking, running home. My sister said her students were crying. They were very upset. And she teaches college.
I believe it. Yeah.
No. But no, first graders. But they were it was like, and I
believe
said, why
that.
didn't you tell them it was just cloudy? But it wasn't the norm, it did have an eerie feel. It wasn't, obviously. You
absolutely.
couldn't paint it off as cloudy.
Right. No, not at all.
It just had a
And
weird.
it just, probably around 2, from like 2 to 5, it was just increasing, got darker and darker. It was freaky.
And it's weird. See, here's a good picture. I don't know if you can see the Robert Moses. You see that by the bridge?
Yeah, wow.
Look at that. Check out that picture.
I mean, it's like a movie.
It really is. It was like an orange glow. So it was. I mean, they had to cancel the Yankee game that night, and there was things. I mean, they just. It was crazy. So I'll tell you why I segue into that, and why I'm going to put this on and take the muffs off the cans.
First thing I like to say. Happy Thanksgiving.
Well, you
Miles Standish. Oh, you turn the hat around.
Yeah.
So no one can see that.
First of all, Miles Standish has just signed a minor league contract. He's going to be brought up hopefully in
The
a
Mets
week or
can
so.
use anybody.
Miles
we'll take it.
Standish. He's really he goes to his left.
Oh, you know
wonderful.
how bad it is. Did you hear who the Mets signed on a minor league contract?
No, I did not.
Luke Voigt.
Luke Skywalker.
That's fine.
He could be better. Luke Voigt. Remember him? He was a Yankee.
Yeah.
He was on the Nationals. He stunk. He was on the Padres, and I guess he stunk.
Okay.
So,
yeah, it's coming to me. I remember him on the Nationals. I don't even remember him on the Yankees.
Yeah. Oh.
Jeez.
So they have this. Hold on a second. Let me see if I can get this for you, because I know Steve will like this story. If I could find it, just give me a moment.
Please.
Entertain, Steve. Help me out here, because I want to. Okay. So anyway, all right. So if you this week was the Belmont horse racing, the third leg of the Triple Crown, right? So they have these horse races. Now, I was telling Steve in the car, my new mission in life is to put an end to this madness.
And put it into horse racing?
I am very upset with the horse racing. Yeah, I don't like I feel bad for the horses. I was reading more about it, and they tape their tongues down.
Really?
And they put things in the horse's mouth so it doesn't, it's just crazy things. And then obviously you know what happens if a horse should happen to have an accident.
Well, if you ever listen to sports radio and listen to these people talk about horse racing, no, they like running. They love it.
Right.
This is what they love doing.
They always say they enjoy it.
Yeah, they love doing it.
I didn't know you got the horse
I know
whisperer.
Michael Kay said that. I know, Francesco loves loves
they
horses.
have, first of all, so this smoke and smog is coming over Long Island, right? And just in time, to the dismay of the politicians that may be, the Blakemans and such. And so they're in panic mode because this is 50,000 people.
This is
coming to.
this is the
on-
big,
this is it.
Nassau County's big scene.
This is their big scene.
Their big scene, Steve.
Well, now hold on for their big scene. All right. So anyway, so they're having this big. They're all coming. They're going to make tons of money because.
Oh, you're talking about like the summer season stuff,
No,
like the
just
beaches?
Saturday. They were deciding whether they could have the race or not.
Oh, okay, I'm
because
sorry.
of the smoke.
Right.
And and the fans to be there, the horses and everybody else. So Blakeman on Wednesday, right away, before they even know anything, he goes, "We've gotten reports. It's a beautiful day. The horses are enjoying. It's come out. Horse racing means friendly. Just like a scene from Jaws."
County Executive Larry Vaughn.
It was just like from Larry Vaughn and Jaws, where they're like, "We're proud to say we have caught an amphibious creature, but it's a beautiful day." So he's right out of the Jaws handbook, and I was thinking of you, and he's saying this, and he's got two jockeys on either side of him. He brought two jockeys to also say, and he said, "We've spoken to the jockeys, and the jockeys have said the horses have been on the track, and they're breathing perfectly. No problem. The gas masks that they put on the horses are perfect. It's just like this." So they're right. So they're in panic mode, and of course, but the weather improved, and they were able to make their money. Their money.
That's right.
They
Their
all
money,
got
Steve.
paid because
their money.
You know what happens? The horse race in itself is about a minute and a half. It's about 90 seconds.
Okay.
Now, guess how fast these horses are going. You guys take a couple of guesses.
35, 40 miles an hour?
Tony?
I'm going to go a little faster, 50 to 60.
Wow, Tony's got himself a Porsche horse.
Yeah, I have no idea.
Tony's got himself
I don't
a
follow
real
it. I don't know
horse.
anything about it.
35.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
35 to 36. That's where they were rolling at. They did the they're promoting obviously on Friday. The paper comes out or the day before, and you could see how they're the people there they are
With their hats. And
So
their
I
ways.
want to be in spirit. And here's another picture. And tell me, Steve, if you see a trend here. Here's another picture.
Oh, we got like a little band there.
Right, and then here's another
We have
picture. I
some
want you to keep looking.
some
I want you to
servicemen
keep
and-
looking. If you can see any trend here,
I see young ladies in their bonnets.
right? So there's
In
a little trend here. Now I want to I show you the thing. Here's about love and goodness, and then you have happy people, and here. So my point is nobody is upset. And you know where I'm going with this, and I'm just saying this. Nobody wants to be attached to this horse race, so there's no problem pitching. Well, this is all white, right? All these people are like these Long Islander, frou white people and nobody wants to be attached to this nonsense.
Well, there was
Horse racing.
There was one time on Conan O'Brien when Triumph, the insult comic dog, went to the Belmont Stakes, and he sees, "Yes, all of Long Island's elite are here. I just saw the general manager of the Red Lobster in Ronkonkoma." It's just like,
But you see what I'm saying? They have no problem because nobody's going to be offended and say like, oh my God, why aren't you like? Who cares? Nobody likes this.
No.
Except for the frou, and I love to use Steve's word, the bougie. The bougie people with their flip-flops. So they're not flip-flops. They're moccasins and their Banana Republic shorts and their
That's right, they're
button-down
khakis,
Land's End shirts.
brown
And they're all with their
khakis.
two hands in the pocket. With their Thurston Howell laughs. And their big,
with
giant,
their-
stupid bonnets.
with their
Right?
their
And
laurel.
and then,
their,
here come the jockeys. Look how little people. Yay. Yay for them.
bravo.
Let's applaud them. They get on the horse,
I will say one thing that was
I
absolutely.
would like to see a race where there's no jockeys and the horses just went wild and they just ran in 27 different directions.
If I go back to that Triumph thing when he went at the Belmont Stakes, he would go to all the jockeys
Mm-hmm.
and he'd go, "Repeat after me. We represent the lollipop."
Oh, that's
Guild." It was terrible.
That's horrible. Now, and you talk about what's going on in horse racing. That horse last year, Medina.
Yes.
By that trainer. That was doping. That horse was jacked up.
Bill,
Speaking of steroids.
or Bob or Bill Bonnet or whatever.
Whatever.
His name is.
It's,
Blue Bonnet.
Blue Bonnet. I think that's his name. Yeah, Blue Bonnet.
With the big gray hair.
Right.
You know?
He's another. He won his horse. He had like 9 horses in the race. He's another scam artist, and he's walking around with the very Richard Branson look. Brian, whatever his name
Phil
is.
Donahue. He's got that Phil Donahue.
Right.
hair,
He's got the white hair. But that rich appearance
Steve,
that he's
there's
like.
nothing wrong with a little juice. Isn't going to hurt anyone,
Well,
right?
those horses were really doped up.
They wanted it.
The horse
They
looked
felt
phenomenal.
good.
The horse
They
looked
felt-
great.
they felt
Lean
fantastic.
Muscles. You got to do it. It's amazing. I was dreaming of it. Now I'm a horse racing. It's unbelievable.
He was ripped.
He was ripped. So anyway, I have made it my mission, and because I need a cause. I don't have a lot of causes. I have a lot of results, but no causes. Except for my next cause is to put a stop to this. I feel bad for the horses, and they don't show you behind when they put the horses in the gates.
Yes.
They go crazy because that's why they try to do it and then release them, because they get nervous in those when they're put in those each.
Really?
Ready.
You see, they're
starting gate.
excited though. They know they're gonna. They know.
Right, they're not.
They know
excited.
they're ready to go.
So
They're
that's why
ready
they
to
put
run.
the blindfolds on them.
Yeah, that's terrible.
They put so they don't see the horse. It's just the horses don't enjoy. What are they talking about? A horse wants to be just sitting in a meadow somewhere, eating an apple. That's where I want to be. In a meadow somewhere. Doesn't that sound nice? Maybe next time we could do the show remote from a meadow.
I don't know, Steve.
Well,
I'd
I'll
be
tell
afraid
you.
to see what you would do to the meadow. You'd find a way to.
Did you see this guy's story? This is an interesting story.
Who's this?
This guy skateboarded across America. Did you hear about this?
I did hear about this, yes.
This guy, his name was Chad Caruso. He's from East
Probably
Farmingdale.
still is.
His name is still, right? He
Yeah,
probably
you
didn't
said
change his name.
was, so
I'm sorry.
I'm
Thank
just
you,
assuming
Tony.
that's still his name.
Thank you. Then I gave you the money. You don't have to talk. Thank you, Tony. I don't need your editing. We'll edit and post. Tony doesn't like my subjunctive adverbs usage. Chad, he's 36 years old, and he had a mission. Look what he did, Steve. He started in
Washington?
No, he started here
He started San Diego
and went to Virginia
Wow.
and skateboarded. And it was for a cause to help. He became 3,162 miles, March 24th. He started at Venice Beach.
Okay. Oh, so L.A.
And he went to Virginia Beach. And as a teen, he petitioned Babylon to get a skate park at Tanner Park. But then he fell into some alcohol and bad problems. I mean, that's we've all
Usually
been
what
there.
happens.
Sure,
Yeah,
we've all been there.
Yeah, tell me about it.
And now he's he had this mission to try to help addiction and things like that. So he skateboarded for a cause. So I put 2 and 2 together. I'm going to skate. Well, I don't know if I'd skateboard across. I'm not a really good skateboarder. What could I do across the country that would stop horse racing? What could I do?
Go insane.
Well, no, I don't want to do that. I mean, what would other than what could I do from California to New York, say, that people would follow?
Ride a horse.
There you go. There you go. Now I'd have to. I don't know how to map that out. That might be a problem. Can I? I can't take a horse on the highway, can I?
Ride 80 all the way.
All the
Why
way?
not? Yeah, why not?
So
on the shoulder.
On the shoulder. That's a good idea. Tony's got a great idea. I'm going to get a horse and I'm going to start in Venice Beach, and I'll take it and I'll ride it right into Madison Square Garden. right during some event. During Billy Joel's concert.
There you go. Now I'm still trying to figure out what is the significance of that hat.
Well, I wanted to wear the hat like they do. Like don't. Oh, the men don't wear hats.
Well, I didn't see any hat that looked remotely like that.
No. Well, for men, they don't wear hats. It's just a women's thing, right? Do you know what a women's hat maker is called?
A chapeau.
No, the women's the hat maker of
chapeauer.
just women's hats. You guys are pretty smart.
A haberdasheress.
A haberdasheress?
A haberdasheress.
I'm
guessing.
a milliner. A milliner.
I've heard that term
A milliner.
before. Wow.
Right. A hat maker is someone who just makes hats. But for women is a milliner.
I remember that Broadway show.
Milliner?
Hat maker, make me a hat. Bring me a hat.
Was it time for a break yet? Are we on commercial? We don't have commercials on this show?
Well, Steve, excuse me.
We'll be right back.
Steve, do you notice what I have in my
Oh,
hand
yes.
today?
We have two proud non-sponsors of
I
the
was
Steve
gonna-
Squared Show,
I was-
Celsius and Celsius.
I was going to get myself a disgusting cola filled with sugar and chemicals.
No, you did
but I
right.
didn't have that choice. But there was calling at my name. I couldn't resist the little orange crescent there. I had to.
Now,
Enjoy.
I think that should be on. You're gonna start seeing that on baseball uniforms. Like, they have the Nike swoosh right now. They're gonna start seeing more sponsorships.
Well, the Mets already have what? New York Presbyterian on their arms.
I think the Tigers have a gynecologist. It says sliding home with. I don't know. Anyway, so they. On this date, let's see. I'll give you another trivia. I like trivia. What happened on July 23rd? July 23rd, 1964. What establishment opened? A famous establishment
July
opened.
23rd,
1964. And tell me if you need another clue. I'll give you another clue if you think you need it.
1964.
July 23rd, 1964. I wish we had some, like
Would
Jeopardy
it
music.
be
Yeah, something?
KFC?
That's a good guess, but you'd be wrong. But you're close. You're on the right track because it's like a restaurant like that opened its doors for the first time. That's okay, Tony.
I want to cry right now.
If I give you more money, could you find it?
I actually do have Jeopardy on here somewhere.
Oh, I can't hear it because I don't have my. I'm like, well, I don't hear anything.
I think you could take that.
Yeah.
off. It's time to. There you go. That bit,
Oh, but the hair is just out of control.
oh, but that's
You know,
makes
I
it
just
all the
feel
better.
it does. I just
That's
feel like
make
that.
it. Don't you see? That's your whole act. I mean, just what you
The crazy haired comic.
slowly go insane, and you pull that hair, yank at it, just like
I'd like to deliver the news seriously, and then with hair that's just out of control.
Maybe that's why you can't get that anchorman part in the play.
I can't. No, that is true. So you gave KFC a guess. Tony, have a guess? There you go. Perfect.
Let's see.
So Steve was on the right track by saying KFC, but he was wrong, but that's what I'm going towards. Who opened their doors for the first time as a fast food establishment?
Wendy's.
No. Good. You guys are right.
Oh,
You're right.
is it actually? You know what? Is it McDonald's?
No, McDonald's was in the 50s.
50s.
Oh, okay.
Arby's,
There you go.
Arby's.
Steve got it. Arby's.
and
got-
that
you got
wasn't
applause?
that was a guess. I didn't know. I was just trying to think.
There you go.
Thank you.
We got a big crowd in the audience. Glad everybody
Wendy's.
was able to make it on the traffic.
What year was Wendy's? Do you know? I do know the Wendy's year.
I don't know Wendy's. That had to be. I don't know.
Well, just think of this because Dave Thomas
Work for KFC.
worked for KFC
Right.
before that. So this was after. It was 1969.
1969.
Yes.
Oh, late. Wendy's was
Yeah,
almost
Wendy's
in the
was late.
70s.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
They were late to the party. And actually, I was watching the Food That Built America, and they were doing the segment on Dave Bell.
Taco
Taco
Bell,
Bell.
right?
And he actually started another taco establishment with a friend called, it's famous out there, Del.
Taco.
Yes.
Before that, it was they bought
Taqueria
another
or something?
They bought another chain
Right.
called Noggles.
Okay, something like that.
And I
yeah.
think it was Noggles first, and then they went to Del Taco. They changed it to
Then
Del
it was Del Taco. But then the guy who owned a certain half with him went off, and Dave Bell had to just reset, and he
Right.
was bankrupt, and he started it again.
Well, Del Taco is pretty good. They're still out west. They were pretty good, and they do have French fries there, and they have the. You know what? I know you don't eat those
I don't
anymore.
eat those anymore.
But I love crinkle cut fries. They have crinkle cut French fries.
You're a big crinkle cut guy.
Yeah, there is a difference.
There is a difference.
Crinkle cuts are nice.
Now, speaking of crinkle cut, this guy right here, this is Public Enemy, and this is my next mission. Not only is to kind of call this guy out. This is the Cheetos guy.
Well, he's an actor.
Well, I know. I'm sorry. I don't know who's he playing. I forget the guy's name. So this guy, let me see what this guy's name was. Oh, well, so Jesse Garcia is the actor.
Right.
Jesse Garcia is the actor. I'm not sure who the actual person was, but he's playing the story of a guy that founded the spicy
Well,
Cheeto.
the story was that he was a janitor for Frito-Lay.
for Frito-Lay.
And the head of Frito-Lay encouraged people, the workers, to come up with ideas and whatever. And he supposedly came up with Flaming Hot Cheetos. And then the rest was history. He worked his way up to the top. And now it's not totally. The story is not totally true.
Richard Montañez.
Yes.
Richard Montañez. Now batting, number 22, Richard Montañez.
Wasn't there Montañez on the Mets in the, like late 70s, early 80s?
Willie Montañez?
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
Now batting,
22.
number 22, Montañez. So right. So really, this was a little bit farcical, this story.
It was a bit of a farcical.
It was a farcical. And but he was able to pull it off because nobody really vetted the story. And it got now to a movie, and there's no comment now because the story's, they're starting to see. This guy didn't. So they've been going to the book publishers, and because he came out with a book, How I Turned My Life into a Hot Cheeto.
Right.
No, I don't think that's the name of the book. That's the title I would have. Whatever the name of the book is, and they got this movie on Hulu, where all good movies go to die. But then they asked Eva, I think
Longoria.
Is she the producer of this? Or?
She is, one of the producers of it.
Right. So she signed off. She didn't even jack it either. What does she care? That's money. Nobody checks.
Well, look, it's a good story. You assume that it was true. The guy did work for Frito-Lay, though. He did work his way up. He didn't start as a janitor, though. He was a little higher up than that. But as well as he did in the company, he did not get the credit for creating Flaming Hot Cheetos.
Now, you should I never at least assume. Why is that, Steve?
Well, Felix, you make an ass out of you and me.
That's correct. So, and look at him standing there so smugly. Look at,
He's an actor. He's
This poor actor.
He's acting. Why you're
Hey,
so
if you guys
bitter.
are interested,
You're so bitter.
I am bitter.
You could have played this part.
I don't think so. Not in 2023. I couldn't have. Maybe in 93, but not in 2023. Anyway, this is I like this pairing up. Ace Hardware and Dogs are pairing up. They're you can go to Ace
Dogs?
Hardware this weekend at any Ace. June 17th from 11 to 2.
Isn't that? Yeah, that's this weekend.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's Saturday, June 17th. So Ace is filming a documentary there at the local Long Island Ace hardware store.
Which local Ace hardware store is it going to be?
It's got them at all. It's got them Plainview, Rockville Center, Hewlett, Comac, Glen Cove, Massapequa. There's all over the place. And it says
Glen Cove. It says right there on the top there.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh, Glen Cove store. Okay, so they're showing all, but this is at the Glen Cove store.
Okay.
Thank you, Tony.
You're welcome.
I don't know how I missed that.
I know, but we won't get into it.
Steve would say I don't have my glasses on. Anyway, but so what they're doing is they're having some grilling. Hopefully they're not grilling the dogs.
Hot dogs.
They have hot dogs. They're grilling up some hot dogs. Come on down.
Or horse meat.
Oh,
Wow.
Steve, you went there. And look at the face on that
Stan
dog.
Dean.
That dog doesn't look like he's
does look- he's a little
looks
scared.
scared, right? So you can go down there. They're going to be grilling up some hardware, and they're going to be whatever they're doing, and you can get yourself a dog. You can leave with a dog. I think it's an adoption event. So you can get yourself a dog.
I suppose you could.
I'm going there, and I'm gonna get my dad one for Father's Day.
I promised my daughter a dog sometime in June.
Get
so
outta
I
here.
swear to you, yeah. So I actually might go.
Go. Now on adoption events, is it free? But how do you know the dog is healthy?
Well,
They
they-
must
Right.
check
That's
and-
what I'm wondering.
Well, who's sponsoring it? Is it? It
doesn't say.
It doesn't say if it's like a buy to we. They would probably tell you there
Buy
and
to
have
we,
all
or
the
if
papers
it's,
and stuff. You
Long
can have that,
Island.
Tony. Yeah, take it. No, the bit's over. Unless I do the
I don't know if you
bit.
saved your bits for
I don't save my
historical.
bits. Kibbles and bits. I don't save them.
Glen Cove. I mean, maybe it might be North Shore.
The North Shore Animal League.
Might be them.
Yeah. But
They're very serious about
Now,
North Shore is
yeah,
very
they do.
serious. It's like adopting a child. They do an interview with you and they have a questionnaire. How much space you have in your backyard?
Yeah,
when are you home?
It's very.
Yes. Who else is there with you?
You can get a child easier.
I think so.
You can. They don't care. You get a dog. Take them. We got 2-for-1s going on. But a dog, You better have somebody home taking care of that pooch. What now your dog was did you adopt or you
We adopted.
You did. I remember you told me that. That's always nice, give a dog a home.
Yes, there's no need. Nothing against pure breeds, but I think I'd rather just adopt a mutt.
That's a nice adopt a mutt. That's a great.
And they're better, and they're much better tempered than any purebred, as you know.
I do know. I train a
as a person.
I'm sure they're not watching the show, so I can feel free to say I train a couple of guys that have a Basenji, better known as Astro, the insane dog.
I use that for my juice.
What?
The Basenji. You put it in, use
Oh,
that to put the
sure.
juice in.
That
Feels
dog,
good.
That dog is
good.
probably on something. It's very hyper. But are you a cat person? I'm not really a cat person.
Technically not, but I've learned to look at each cat for what cat they are, because there's some cats that are very sweet.
That's deep.
Yes.
I don't even look at people for who they are.
Oh, I
Steve
know
looks at
you
cats
don't.
for who
I
they
know
are.
you don't.
I'm big judgment. I'm all about judging. I love to judge people. My whole life is judgment. So would you take her, Tony, or would you just surprise her and come home with the dog? What's the game plan?
No, I would take her.
Let her pick out and see how they interact and things like
Yeah,
that.
but
I think that's a good idea.
I think I'm going to call ahead and get more
I
details
would
on
definitely. Is
this.
there a number or you call the ace?
Right, the Ace Glen Cove.
Right, and I'm sure the 17-year-old kid that answers the phone will be able to help you out. What? Huh? What department do you need? Dogs? I don't think we sell dogs. No, I'm just curious. Your adoption event? I don't know anything about that. I just started yesterday.
Well, I got two.
I'm on hammers.
We got two of our dogs.
You need a hammer?
We got two of our dogs at the Town of Hempstead shelter in Wantor.
Oh,
And
yes.
yes.
That's where I've gotten my dogs,
Yeah,
yeah.
That's right on Wanto Avenue, right off
Right
of
off Wantor Avenue, nearby to we.
That's where I got my Jeep.
Separate there.
I got right over at
Right.
Cherrywood Auto. Yeah.
And that pet cemetery that's there, Richard Nixon has a dog buried there.
Yes.
Yeah.
Checkers is buried in
Why?
that. Why not?
I mean, what?
Well, Nixon might have been living in New York at the time.
Okay.
So if it was the 60s after he became governor.
I'm thinking he hid.
After he lost the race in California as governor.
Yeah.
He moved back to New York.
Okay.
So between there and when he became president, he was living in New York.
Did anybody ever check to dig up that grave and see if the tapes are in there? There might be some hidden. That's probably why he did it. There's probably some hidden tapes in that dog. What do we do? Checkers looks like he's ready to go. Put the tapes in the dog. It's unbelievable. Arnold was there too.
Can you just do before we go? Do you think you could do I don't want to put you on the spot.
You're putting me on the spot.
Can you just do Arnold and Jack LaLanne having a conversation?
Well, we just did it.
I know.
You play a better Jack.
Oh
Nah.
no! You're the one with the who could do the Jack.
Oh, Jack is unbelievable. I couldn't imagine ever being this large. And look at me. I do not steroids.
Arnold, you don't need to.
Jack, you do nothing but sell juices. You don't know what it's like to be on stage.
You don't.
I'm Conan, for God's sake.
I was on stage. I won awards, and I didn't need any of that.
I'm friends with Danny
artificial
DeVito. He's so little.
garbage.
He's so little. We were in a film. They couldn't do the shot. I'm so
tell
big,
people
and he
they
was
shouldn't
so
be
little.
Poisoning their bodies.
I had to pick him up like a baby.
I shouldn't be poisoning their bodies, Arnold. What are you telling these
Look at this.
people?
I got 22-inch arms. What do you got? You got nothing. You wear slippers.
They're ballet slippers.
Anyway, now back to the Steve Squared Show. Did we take a break yet? No. So look at this. This is what year this paper is? 1995. Ooh. This was they sent the retro in Newsday. So I was telling Steve, look at the quality of the paper looks bad.
That's what the paper looked like back then.
And look at this. You see this? What big events happened in 95?
OJ.
There's the OJ trial. There they are.
Oh, wow.
There's the OJ trial. What else happened in 95? There was some big things. What else was a big thing? And this is funny. Look at the headline. Let me show. Look what it says. Casinos in New York.
Oh, that's funny.
That has never stopped. They've been trying for 30 years to get gambling
forever.
here. And this is casinos in New York.
And the quality of the paper is bad, you said?
Well, I
or
feel
different? This was the day we used to get the ink on your fingers, too, right?
I feel like this was the paper that just, look at that. It just looks... I don't know. The print and the quality looks different than today's paper, but I don't know. It's black and white. It's today's.
It was
papers are
black
color,
and white.
right?
The,
Yeah, there's more
the
color.
covers were color, and the
Like, look at this. Look at these. This almost looks like the 1950s paper. Like,
Yeah, it does.
It's like very black and grainy picture.
Yeah,
it's not very
that's
good quality.
I
crazy.
can't believe you don't remember reading a newspaper back then. That's
But
how.
look,
That's
look
how.
at these
That,
pictures.
yeah, that's how it looked like back then.
And they were very proud. Look what it says on the cover. They saved. Now, what? Can you guys tell me what the Pine Barrens are? Where
You
is
don't
that?
know what the Pine Barrens are?
Oh, here we go. I don't know what the pine. Can you explain to me? I know they're woods with ticks.
They're out.
It's a good place to go to get ticks and Lyme disease.
they're
Other
out
than that,
east.
where is it?
It's out east in Suffolk County.
Okay, well that's one reason why I don't know.
And you know, it is a beautiful area. And yes, we've had some fires there too over some summers.
So this was saying, and when it says they saved the Pine Barrens, I guess the governor or whoever, Pataki at the time, signed to save them.
Right.
And if you own parcels of it, you couldn't be selling it to builders and things like that, that they were
Right.
going to preserve it.
Right.
So is that still intact today?
Yes.
Are the Pine Barrens still? So
Yeah.
there are places you can go to put a canoe in, you can hike, you can...
I don't know
Can you
if
do
you're
things?
technically. It's not like a park or anything. It is kind of like a preserve or something.
Right,
like
so
that.
do you have access to go for walks, to go for nature
I think
walks?
you can walk. Yeah, you can walk. I think you can walk.
Or are
to
they
the
owned
Pine
by
Barrens.
people? Like, are they
No,
are they
no.
going to tell you get off our
Oh, look, there are
land?
some color pictures here. There you go. Oh, yeah.
And wait, there was something else in here I wanted to show you. Oh, so this is a big Patriot. I don't know what
Oh,
this is.
yeah.
This is a sad
Wow, look at that. The history of flags.
the history. But there was something else I had to show you. So there was in '95. There's the OJ thing. Oh, look at the back page. The sports.
There you go. Let's
Oh,
see.
let me
What's
see.
going on in sports?
Take a look.
1995. Why Nelson is the Knicks man.
Gene Nelson.
Was it Gene Nelson?
I think. Yeah. I think
No,
that-
he wasn't the coach. It was a different
This
name.
guy.
Yes, I know it was
Don
him.
Nelson.
Don Nelson.
Don Nelson.
Yeah.
Don
I think
Nelson.
he's passed away a few years ago. He was a good coach. He was a good coach.
And
He
there's
was
Darryl Strawberry on the back cover.
Oh God, Yanks delay. Oh. Yanks. And look, there you go, Buck.
There. Wow.
Tigers rip McDowell for 8 runs as Yanks winning streak comes to an end. And there's another, that frickin' Steinbrenner, McDowell, Jack McDowell. I thought it was Roger.
No, no. it's
That's
Jack.
all
That
he
was-
had to do.
No, that was a
Let
different.
me get all the Mets in there. And
But so, what sticks out to you from '90? Oh, look, see, it's all black and white. And look at the reporters. Mike Lupica.
yes, well, this was the big
gotta
deal.
show you somebody else
Well,
that
you know,
don't flip
Newsday
out.
was also publishing New York Newsday, so Lupica was at Newsday.
There's somebody
I
else
left
you-
the Daily News to go to.
There's somebody else I wanted to show you. A reporter. Oh,
Now-
look, the Ripken watch. This is when Ripken broke
Yeah,
the record.
Yeah, right. That was huge.
He was getting
The
close.
hits, right?
Look, this is the Timberwolves as a new franchise.
That's exciting.
The Minnesota Timberwolves.
Kevin Garnett, is that Kevin Garnett?
Select Garnett,
Oh,
yeah.
wow.
And but there was what's the old I think he was not racist, but he had a problem. Who's the reporter? The old guy that was
Dick Young? No,
No.
Dick Young, not Dick Young.
you know which one I'm talking about. He was just here. I wanted to show you his picture. He was a sports reporter, a
Yeah.
controversial sports reporter. This guy.
No, not Jimmy Breslin.
Jimmy Breslin.
Jimmy Breslin. First thing, he's a regular columnist. He wasn't. He wrote about sports too, but he was more of a-
Right.
no, he wasn't. I don't think he was a racist.
Oh, I thought he got in trouble for something. Didn't he? Didn't there something happen?
He probably said something, but
Oh,
he always
I don't-
ticked-
yeah, I don't know what happened.
He was more of a liberal, and he probably took said some things, and people didn't like it. So
So what was big happening in your life in '95?
I was living in Los Angeles, working the O.J. Simpson trial. That was my job. Was following the O.J. Simpson trial.
Really?
Yes,
For who?
for Fox when I was working at Fox, Current Affair. Did you ever hear that show?
Of course.
Mm-hmm.
Did you interview anybody related to or did you do that? What were you
I didn't
doing?
interview anyone. I kind of just was doing research work.
Okay.
Sometimes I would have to go into the tape room and go through the trial and find clips, that
Right.
they could use,
Now, a current affair, were they more of a TMZ, what TMZ is now?
No,
or was it
no, they weren't.
Were
They
they more?
were-
Were they a real good news outlet, or was they more
No,
looking
it
for
was
exploitation?
it was created a few years before, when Rupert Murdoch bought the TV stations, and created the show called A Current Affair, which was a tabloid show. It was the first tabloid show, real tabloid show in America. And he had done shows like this. in
Maury
Australia.
Povich.
Yes, Maury Povich was the first
that's
host.
right. Was he he was the host of A Current Affair?
When I was there, he wasn't.
Oh, okay.
But they did the show here in New York. But we were the L.A. bureau. There were about 8 of us who worked in the L.A. bureau, and
Very nice.
we did that. And I was there for the earthquake. It was so. How
quake of
surreal
90
is that? And there was a huge earthquake at 4:30 in the morning, and I said, "Oh my God, this is horrible. I got to go to work."
Wow.
Because he had to go to work. I mean,
That was the night. Was that the one that interrupted the World Series?
No, that was 89. This
that
was
was-
90,
okay.
94.
Well,
This was
oh,
94,
okay.
the earthquake. Right?
Right before 95.
94 was, interesting. Is look at this. What
Where
was
were you
so-
in 95? Do you remember anything about 95? Anything stick out? Ring a bell?
For me, no, I don't think anything. I was
Just a blur?
I was 25. No, I don't. No, I don't really. Nothing stands out. Sorry.
Nothing stands
Look
out.
at these computers at Computer City.
Oh. How much did it cost back then to get a computer?
Let's see. You could get a IBM for $17.99.
That's pretty good.
Includes monitor and free printer.
Wow.
These probably things were slow as anything. Oh, and a free Looney Tunes screensaver also.
I knew Steve would be into that. He loves the old papers, the retro papers.
That's fantastic.
Well, the Looney Tunes thing caught
And
my
the Looney
attention.
Tunes. Oh, is that right? Yeah, that's fantastic.
Let's see what's on TV.
Now, speaking of earthquakes,
yes,
if they were, I'll tell you, back to that horse racing, if Mount St. Helens erupted and the lava was flowing down the LIE, they were not going to stop that horse race. Lava could have been all over Belmont's track, and they were not going to stop that horse race.
Yeah.
They don't care about the horses. I'm on a mission. I feel like I have a cause. I'm really excited about this. I'll make up shirts.
Okay.
What rhymes with horse?
I can't think of anything, of course.
There it is. He is not the best in the business for nothing, ladies and gentlemen. And we'll put a picture. Maybe we can. I can buy the rights to Mr. Ed. He's really the only famous horse I know. Is there? Well, there's Silver. Do you know some famous? There's Mr. Ed. There's the Lone Ranger's horse, Silver.
Yeah.
Any other come to mind? Any other famous
Yeah.
horses?
What's the famous movie about with the horse? Black Beauty or something? No.
National Velvet.
National Velvet.
Yes.
And then Seabiscuit.
Seabiscuit.
Seabiscuit. That's right.
Seabiscuit, and of course, your favorite of mine, BoJack Horseman.
Of course. Great show.
Great show.
It's Thursday evening here in 1995.
What's the temperature?
I don't know,
What's
but
the it should be on the front page.
I'm not looking at the temperature. I'm looking at what's on TV.
I'll tell you
It's
what the temperature
must-see-
is in here, 74.
It's must-see TV Thursday night. Let's see what's on.
What's on Thursday night, 1995? What are we watching tonight?
Okay, we've got Mad About You at 8 o'clock.
Oh, Paul Reiser and what's her face? Helen Hunt.
Helen Hunt. Hope and Gloria. I don't remember that show.
I don't know
That wasn't that what's her name? Kelly Ripa.
No, that was another show. Yes, I know that show too. It wasn't that. Hope and Faith.
Oh, Hope and
You
Faith.
think that's what that was?
Oh, okay.
Then Seinfeld, and then 9:30 Friends, and then ER.
Oh, can I see this?
Please.
Steve, are you worried? I got this because I was concerned.
Why were you so concerned?
I'm always worried about you. Ralph's Coffee is opening up its first location in Long Island, and there's soon to be many more.
Why do you think I should be worried about these things?
Well, this might be, cutting in on your business.
I
your
don't
places.
I don't own my place of business. I'm not.
Now-
this is America, Steve. You're allowed to.
have more than one coffee choice.
Of course.
So now Ralph's Coffee. Do you know what Ralph's Coffee is? You talk about frou-frou and bougie.
How bougie is it?
It's Ralph Lauren's from its Manhasset Mall.
Oh,
It's a Ralph Lauren coffee called Ralph's Coffee Shop. And they're very frou-frou. They're in Chicago, London, Japan, and now Long Island.
Where is it in Long Island? Manhasset?
It's opening in Nassau. The first one, coffee, will be in the American Manhasset.
Americana.
Americana.
Of course. And where else would they go?
It's a Ralph Lauren coffee, and it's built a global following. The new cafe serves the usual selection, including lattes, espresso, tea, along with the unique creation, Ralph's own secret espresso tonic.
Secret espresso. That sounds
You look worried. Are you guys worried?
I didn't even know this was happening.
Nor did anybody else.
I love when
I'm
Steve,
the only one that
I
finds
love
stupid
when
things.
Steve tries to create the drama, that's it. You like the tension. That's right.
Look at it. Look at it. They don't even have a picture of it.
Yeah, there is a picture of it.
Oh, is there? I thought it was a steak.
I thought you were talking about that maybe the guy who made Italian Ices was making coffee.
Oh, Ralph's Ices.
Please.
So you have no concern about this. All right. I know. I'm kidding. Oh, this is good. This was an interesting. You guys might be interested in this story. Apparently, the singer from My Milkshake Brings All the Boys to the Yard.
Kellis?
Yes, is bringing Bill Murray's milkshake to the yard.
No.
They are dating.
How old is she?
It's right there, and if it's in the newspaper, it's real.
How old is she, Steve?
My goodness.
I'll tell you, she's in her 40s. Bill Murray is in his hundreds, and she was singing My Milkshake, and he went. So what do you think? And he's actually on set right now filming the sequel
To Ghostbusters?
Afterlife. Yeah.
No. Steve.
Yes.
Do you think we have time to read
The whole newspaper? I don't know. We might have to. We should have started earlier.
Usually you like to read Dear Amy.
There's a Dear Abby, right?
We have Ann Landers right here.
Wait, where's the Dear Abby? You can read that one.
Well, Ann Landers is her sister, but they're both in it.
There's a funny Dear Abby, but see if you could find. Maybe it's on the next page. Where's the? I'll look for the Dear Abby.
You were. This is the next page.
But where? Oh, because you reminded me. There was a great. See if you could find. Look around that section. There was an hysterical deal. But you could read the Ann Landers one if
Let's
you found
read
it.
Ann
Is it good?
Landers. Dear Ann Landers, while I was doing my weekly grocery shopping, I saw a man open a jar of honey and taste it with his finger while his wife searched for a coupon. When she realized the coupon was for another brand, the man closed the honey jar and put it back on the shelf. I was shocked by his gross behavior and confronted him. He agreed to buy the jar, but took it out of his shopping cart as soon as he thought I was out of sight. I reported the incident to the manager. He found the jar and removed it. Why do we still have food items on the shelf that are not sealed? If foiled seals that cover an entire opening are too costly, why not put a clear plastic ring around the lid on the outside? Many products have them. This type of incident may be rare, but I'm sure it's not isolated. Knowing that the spaghetti sauce, jams, honeys, and other items that I regularly buy may have been contaminated by someone disgusts me.
Does this ever end?
Any ideas? Worried consumer in Virginia. Dear Virginia, you can and should go to the manager of the store and tell him you will not buy any food product that does not have a seal of some sort to guarantee against tasting or tampering. I hope all food shoppers in my reading audience will be alert to such products and do likewise. This is where the original Karens came from. This is where they.
Did you see this?
Everyone is disgusted.
This was new road signs. We're going to be bigger.
It's about time.
1995, they enlarged. They showed the old sign and the new sign.
And look at Tom Galata, Steve.
Is that Tom
him.
Galata? I know
yes,
Tom Galata.
the great Tom Galata.
Wasn't he taken away? Or something? Oh, here it is. I found it, Dear Abby.
Well, he's no longer with us.
Oh, I'm sorry.
But yes. Freeport football needs cash.
Oh, this is it, Steve. You ready? This is a good one. You're going to like this, Tony.
Is this Dear Abby?
This is Dear Abby. Dear Abby, my daughter, who is a college sophomore, has introduced her father and me to a very young man who who has just graduated from college. Nice young man. They've spent quite a bit of time with us, and we expect to see him often in the future. The problem is he hardly ever removes his baseball cap. I was raised to believe that a gentleman always removes his hat inside the house. I am a school teacher and still insist that boys take off their caps. I have not said anything to Dave, said person with hat, because I don't want to make a big deal out of it, so I thought I'd write to Newsday.
Oh, dear
But it
Abby.
grates on my nerves. As a compromise, I will tolerate the cap, but not at the dinner table. Abby, how should I handle this sticky situation? I realize that males are wearing baseball caps now, and it's the new cool thing.
Oh, she don't like
But I
that.
find it tacky, especially at the dinner table. Should I say something? And by the way, he's very sexy. But I shouldn't go, right? Because he's my daughters. And she says, Dear Mom, say nothing to the man. He's not one of your students.
Ooh.
And if he graduated from college, it's safe to say he's got something under his cap besides hair.
Ooh. These girls, Dear Abby and Dear Ann Landers, they were sassy.
Saucy.
Wow. Saucy and sassy.
Saucy and sassy. They had a
But
little...
I mean,
little...
seriously, the original Karens came out of these columns. These
Yeah,
people
you're
just
absolutely right.
so outraged about everything in the world.
I mean,
They
take
sound
the
like
time
me.
to write about a hat.
I didn't want to make a big deal, so I wrote it into Dear Abby.
That was remember did you guys watch the Sopranos? Remember that? Tony went up to that kid in the restaurant, take the hat off.
Yes.
Yes.
That's a clip. They always post that clip.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's a
Stick
popular
together.
scene. Yeah.
Was your mom or anybody like that? Did they not want you to wear a cap? Did you guys have any?
Maybe when I was very, very
not
little.
wear the cap at the.
Yeah, very little. But now that I have no hair, I think my mother understands. So she doesn't really say anything anymore.
She's like
and I
keeping-
do, and I don't wear if I'm eating, I usually don't wear a hat at the table. So sorry. But with you,
You always wear
I
it. On the
can
show.
do
You wear.
that,
I always wore like growing up like a cap. I always liked my Yankee cap. I'd always wear a cap because I was as a
the
kid
with the
But not-
interlocking
with the interlocking
NY.
N1. Did you hear what happened to John Sterling?
That was hilarious.
Oh my God, he got hit with a foul ball. I'll be in the booth.
You got to look this up on YouTube. I talked about it on my show today. It is hilarious.
Unbelievable. It happened on Saturday.
But you have to turn the sound
He's
up.
82 years old.
He
Oh
got
my
hit,
God!
He got cut right above his eye.
Oh my
I mean,
goodness. Yes, he
you
did.
got to hit a high foul ball. They don't normally come up there.
He's been out.
That's pretty high.
No,
right?
it comes up there pretty.
Yeah, 'cause they're pretty high.
He's been out
Yeah.
for
I mean,
weeks.
it comes up in that level.
It's
yeah,
happened before, yeah.
between his
He got knocked
twins-
right in the head.
Between his twins' college graduation and the fact he's been
going,
sick, he hasn't
It's
been.
a foul ball. It's ow! Ow!
Yeah, he yells "ow" like 3 times. Oh, oh!
He goes, it's a foul ball. It hit me. Ow! It hit me. Susan. She's like, that's just baseball,
Google,
John.
John Sterling hit.
Yeah, he got knocked right in the head. Poor John. Isn't it enough that he just got back from a hiatus?
He was sick, and then
and now he got knocked right. The odds of that.
Now the 3-2 swung on a pop foul back here. Ow! Ow! It really hit me. I didn't know it was coming back that far. So once again, it'll be a 3-2.
And then he goes right.
And Holmes ready to deal. A ground ball to third. Donaldson squares, throws to first in time. Ball game over. Yankees win. The Yankees win. You know, that foul ball actually hit me. It kind of glanced off my forehead. Though I took one for the team.
Okay, John. My best driver of the game is Kyle Higashioka, who wants to know if you're all right. Are you okay, John?
Yes.
Okay, yes.
I am
Who?
okay. Just a glancing blow.
Just a glancing blow.
Which was my wedding song when I got married, Glancing Blow.
That
And the Yankees win!
I need to record that for the radio show.
I can't believe you didn't. You hear everything that you didn't hear?
When did this happen?
Saturday afternoon.
Oh, dude, I was working Saturday.
Yeah, but it was like, trended all over. It was a big story. It was like
I
like
wasn't
a
home.
big.
I was working. I wasn't
in the
home
sports
until
world, it was a story.
I wasn't home until 2 in the morning. So I really.
Wow.
Well, I'm sorry. Not everybody can be, as up to date as you are. As you are with 1995.
That's right, 1995. You don't want to miss out on that. I can't wait till Tony brings his new dog in from Ace Hardware.
Yeah, maybe we'll name him Ace.
There you go.
There you go.
like that?
I love it. Or Hammer Time. Hammer time. You can get a lot of names from there.
I met Hammer.
MC Hammer?
Yes.
Where?
In L.A. And we
is
went on
this one,
we went on a shoot.
Oh, I thought you were going to say we went on a double date. I was like, who did Steve and MC Hammer go out with?
And we went on. He was shooting a video, and we met him there.
Did he give you some of those pants? Did you wear those parachute pants?
I never had the parachute pants.
No.
He didn't hurt you, did he?
It's hammer time.
No, you get it? Like hammer don't hurt him. Yeah.
Please, he didn't hurt me.
Did you touch it? You said he can't touch this.
He told me he can't touch this. That's the exact thing.
You know how many times girls have said that to me? That's where the song got born out of.
Is that so?
7:23 and
I
it's,
see. I'm sending this to my mother. I'm sending it to my mother because
Jimmy's gonna want to. Yeah,
Jimmy's gonna need
that.
to see this.
I know. I thought you'd get a kick out of that.
Ow!
Oh! It was a glancing blow. Yeah, that poor guy got whacked. Now, here's a concern I have. If Sam Elliott retires from acting, are they going to stop making westerns?
No,
like, what's going to happen to 1893, Yellowstone, and all of the other stories that are born out of that nonsense?
They'll find other people.
You think?
Yeah.
I'm a little worried. Well, I guess they have Tim McGraw and Faith Hill.
They have. There's
nobody left.
There's a lot of fine actors that could play that part, don't you think?
I think I'd rather just see Sam Elliott in his mustache.
Couldn't you do this?
Not like Sam Elliott. There's nobody like Sam
Pretend
Elliott.
that hat.
Wait, hold on to the hat.
This hat is a. Just try to just do a little scene.
I can't do a scene. Listen, I got a better question for you though. This bothers me. When they were pitching these movies, these new bad movies,
Thanksgiving,
and they
by the
try to
way.
lure you in by saying from the creators of this and the producers of that and the director of that, you know, because they can't sell their dreck any other way but saying you like that, so
Their
they'll like
dreck.
this.
Good word.
Dreck. Who was also a relief pitcher back in the 90s.
Dreck? Oh, I remember.
Doug Dreck.
I remember Dreck.
Doug Dreck. He was a righty. He had the eephus pitch.
Right.
Do you remember the old eephus pitch?
No, I don't actually.
Yes, you do.
Eephus?
The lalab. You know what I'm talking about, right?
I do.
The Yankee pitcher Dave LaRoche used to throw the lalab, and it was the old eephus, and it would go high. You don't remember that?
Randy Johnson did
he
that
do
to John Kruk in the All-Star game.
Yes, that's right.
Yeah.
Where is this year's All-Star game?
Seattle.
Oh, the friendly confines of Seattle. They're not so friendly.
I love when you make it up. Not quite the friendly confines of Wrigley Field,
but friendly.
I hear it's very nice there.
Now I gotta get this off my chest because this burns my bridges.
Bust your buttons.
It busts my buttons and it burns my bridges. Presses my buttons. I always tell my mom, don't press my buttons.
That's hard to do.
It's very easy to do, right? So, me and you talked about this, but Tony would appreciate this, and maybe he can give some color on this.
I doubt it.
Oh, well, we'll try. I'm paying you for this, Tony. Come on, make yourself good. Bring it along.
I'll try.
So, Judge gets hurt in L.A. last week.
Yep.
Runs into that
Great catch.
Great catch.
Yep.
I just feel that, and obviously, you know, that hurts the Yanks. You know, Judge is out.
Right.
How do they have a thick wall of cement on the? I mean, at any of these stadiums, I think this should be a wake-up call. Do the Dodgers want Mookie Betts out? Like, there has to be safer fences or fields. You see all these chains and Wrigley has brick.
Right.
I don't understand. Why can't they now just look to make it somewhat? I mean, you got so much investing in these players, and now a guy's out 2 months, and there's the
I'll
season.
tell you something.
Yeah, I agree.
I'll tell you something. If I was Randy Levine or Lon Trost, whoever's running this stupid organization, I would have went upstairs and said, and who is your manager? Who's running the outfield there? And what's his number? Okay, you'll be hearing from my attorney.
Steve's doing a scene from the Out-of-Towners.
Which is a scene that Steve uses for every occasion.
Yeah. Well, that's when Jack Lemon's always going to people when he's annoyed and he's taking their information. He's like, you'll be hearing from a certain law firm this week. But you don't agree? I mean...
I think it's ridiculous. And they were talking on the fan.
That is not a safe right field.
That's concrete on that bottom there.
It's this thick of cement.
And
then
that's
a
what's
chain
the
link
injury,
fence
right?
that his foot went into the cement. I can't believe it doesn't happen.
They were talking on the fan. All the Yankee fans were saying, couldn't we sue the Dodgers?
I don't care about.
Wow.
I don't. That's irrelevant.
Why not?
Because I think all stadiums should be checked.
Well, making example out of them, Steve. Come on, you should know that.
There's your cause. You're looking for a cause.
You know what? You're looking.
That's a good cause.
Look, you're always want to be angry about something.
I
This
do.
is something to be angry about.
That is something to be angry about.
The face, not just the face of the team,
Right.
the face of the whole sport.
Right.
And he's out.
Sprain right big toe.
It's going to mess him up, his balance and everything.
Big toe sprain.
Can't complain about your foot to me.
Do you feel, as we're closing up here, do you feel that players are made more of glass than ever before?
Yeah, actually, I do.
But I think it's partly the organization. Guys used to play a little bit hurt, a little bit banged up. Not saying if you have a real injury, you can't play.
And this is a real injury.
This is a real injury.
Yeah,
But I'm saying
right.
guys are out left and right. I mean,
Yep,
and
I
they're
agree.
never coming back.
I think
nobody's out a week. We're not going to bring anybody back. I don't care what happens in the standings. We don't care until they're perfectly healthy
what?
and happy.
But this is it.
And I know this is the 2023 way, though.
This is a piece of the puzzle here that's very important.
But I'm not just talking about. I'm not saying about. I'm saying this is going on around all baseball. You see, big players out for teams for months
because the money that's involved.
I understand,
and they don't want to ruin this guy's career.
No, but again, I'm not just talking.
They don't-
Did you ever see Jeter out for months, or players in the 90s?
But
or 2000s?
right, but you are talking about two different things here.
But this has been going on a
with
while.
Judge. You know, this isn't the case with the Judge injury. So you're
Right,
talking
I'm
about
saying about even other players. I'm seeing like a thumb, a this, a that. They're just out, and they get no word on anybody. You don't know when anybody's coming back. I
at
know
all
it's
the
the team's
pictures.
job because they got to sell tickets. So the team doesn't want to be like,
But
this
look
guy's
at
out for 6 months. Everybody's on a 10-day.
Well, I think that's
Everybody's 10 days,
Yes.
and then 20 to 4 weeks go by.
Hamstring. You're out for 3 months.
That's what I'm saying. You're not out for 10 days with a hamstring.
Well, look, Steve, you're a professional.
I am a professional.
What if
That is true. That's the only true thing Steve has said, or any of us has said on
what?
the show.
I have no idea.
7:29 is 74 degrees.
If someone has a problem with their hamstring, have a hamstring pull, how long should someone be staying out on this?
Well,
what would you do as a trainer?
First of all, there's 3 grades of hamstring pull or of any pull. It could be a slight pull. It could be a really bad pull that's almost a tear. Where a tear now, you're probably out the majority of the season. You're probably not coming back because a tear is a complete tear of the muscle. That's months of recovery, and then to go back to running, and you're not coming back. But it depends on the severity of every injury is different. So it's this, strains and sprains, shoulder. Everybody's got a barking shoulder. Every pitcher's out.
So,
I feel like they're not building these guys up enough, and I'm talking
they're
about
building them too much.
Right, I'm talking about wear and tear injuries.
Or excuse me, in Jake DeGrom's instance, he's a skinny, light guy, and he's throwing these way heavy pitches. Now
But here's where the injuries are happening. It's a
Of course
combination because what they're doing, and it's happening in college, and now high schools are taking this. They're liking it's not the start of a pitcher being a starter, going 6-7 innings and going as far as they can, throwing 100+ pitches. Everybody's a specialist, so they can just unleash as hard as they can throw, and they'd rather have that makeup of 7 guys coming in one after the other, throwing 90, 105, and they're blowing their arms out that way.
Yep.
As opposed to getting in, it's safer to get into a game, throw 100+ pitches because you're already warmed up, than to just come out of the pen and be like, I'm just going to throw 20 pitches as hard as I can until my arm blows out.
Well, think about it. Middle reliever wasn't a thing. I mean, just as recently as 30 years ago.
Right. Now it's like every inning has a certain guy, and you're happy if a starter gets you into the 5th or the 4th.
It's true.
Oh, we gave us 3. He went once around the order. That's good. Thank you. It's like, I don't understand. Pitchers used to pitch like 125. They'd go a whole game where you were embarrassed.
There wasn't even a pitch count at one time.
Oh, yeah. You threw to your Cohen talks about the game he threw. I don't know if it was a playoff game. He said he threw like 140 pitch. Yeah. And they talk about in the Al Leiter when he was pitching against the Yanks in that World Series game.
Yep.
He was up around 150.
Wow.
In that game. Nobody cared. Just keep throwing. Jack Morris had legendary playoff games where he threw 10 innings, 11.
Well, you see, these guys would pitch full games for years.
It was a thing to pitch a complete game.
Right.
I don't know anybody this year that's thrown a complete game. I mean,
you never had someone like a Mariano.
Right. I think who the first guy. Well, Goose started that thing, and Goose, and then the Sparky Lyles, and
Raleigh
that was
Fingers.
the Raleigh Fingers. All of a sudden, you had somebody, and you were like, "Oh, this is a cute idea." Mm-hmm. You know, so whatever. I'm sick of everything. Is there? I'm going to get into pickleball. That's what I'll watch. Pickleball's becoming huge.
That couldn't hurt me.
Really
right?
huge.
Is that
I think.
safe?
Why don't we play pickleball, Steve?
Wouldn't that be a safe little sport, right, Steve? We don't have to worry.
You know, this is also a position. They're looking for these kind of positions. They don't have enough on Long Island. Massage therapists. If anybody's looking for a job, Steve, Hand and Stone is looking for a massage therapist. It says, we will train you here. You don't even have to be certified. That's what I want. An uncertified guy rubbing me.
People say I do.
And on that
Can't
note,
be certified. I don't want them rubbing me.
Someone's rubbing me. I want them to be certified. I want to see your license.
This might be a good job.
What do you
know?
think, Steve?
Maybe.
A career change.
Might have to do some juice so I could get some muscle.
That's what I'm saying. That's a good tricep workout. When you really massage somebody. I don't know. Anyway, we're going to close up. We got nothing left to say. We've had nothing to say. But, look, take care of a horse. Adopt a horse. They should start an Adopt a Horse campaign. For myself, Funny Man Stevie K, for Steve, Hollister Man.
It's nice to see you. Dumbbells. Don't
Dumbbells.
forget dumbbells.
We always got dumbbells. We're always pitching dumbbells.
Even during a writer's strike.
Yeah. Well, that's going to happen. And, of course, thanks, Tone. Great to see you again.
Right back at you, pal.
Thanks for so much. Next Monday, 6:30, the Steve Squared Show. And, of course, all your great shows on Gov's Comedy Radio, including Tony's Knock 'em Dead Comedy. Still rocking that, right?
Thank you. Oh, yeah, absolutely. I sure am.
I love that show.
Thanks.
We'll see you guys next Monday night, 6:30. Stay safe. Have a great week.
Nowhere do you get that happy feeling? Come on, Steve.
He's going to do this to
When
me on
you're
purpose.
stealing
I'll kill him
that
right now.
extra
Bow. Good.
That sucked.
Good